Yes.
Who is the first informant? We were talking about the first information.
Yes.
Who is that first informant? Can you name us, please?
Name him.
Who is the first informant
we
who
just-
lodged the FIR?
The one I'll just find out for us.
And we would also like to know the time of the registration of the
The
FIR.
father of the victim.
Wait a minute, please don't interfere. Don't interfere.
The
please.
first UD case was done by the police on its own.
So that is not an FIR. What is section 174 of the old CRPC today? Can anyone assist us, please?
Yes. What's
So that's just a report.
Yes, to start the investigation.
But then who lodged the FIR?
183.
First, the father of the deceased. Yes. Then
And
the
then the
vice
vice
principal of the
principal.
hospital. First, the father of the deceased and vice principal of the hospital.
No, there cannot be two FIRs.
No, but both complaints were sent to us.
No.
Both complaints sent to us.
Tell us whose complaint is treated as,
Father of the deceased.
this is registered at what time?
That's 11:45 p.m.
11:45?
PM.
Now,
Next day, next day.
Yes. The night. The night, Mother.
The night.
In the night. In the night. Mother. In the
now,
night.
when is the body, one second, when is the body handed over to the parents for cremation?
Mother, kindly have this
Just
note
tell
that I've
us,
given.
what time is the body handed over to the parents for cremation? One second.
Around 3:30.
13:10.
No.
Therefore, one thing is very clear. The body is handed over to the parents for cremation at 8:30 p.m. The FIR is registered at 11:45 p.m. 3 hours and 15 minutes after the body is handed over to the parents for cremation.
They refused to file. This is the problem. We handed it over. They filed the FIR. They made the complaint at 11:45. They say, we are in shock. Please do whatever you want to do. They wanted a postmortem. We did the postmortem. All is videographed. Everything is videographed.
The autopsy and the postmortem take place.
Between 1:45 to 4 p.m.
Now, between 1:45 and 4 p.m., the autopsy takes place, followed by the
My lord,
postmortem.
the autopsy took place at 6 o'clock, not at.
Fair enough. That's
Six.
all right. We'll take it as between 1 and 4 o'clock. It doesn't take place in 1 minute. It takes
That was
time.
when.
Videographed.
1 second. Don't keep on interrupting.
They wanted
So
a board. We
are
constituted a
proceeding-
board.
We are proceeding on the basis of Mr. Sibal's hypothesis that the autopsy and the postmortem take place between 1 and 4:45 in the afternoon. Now,
Lordship, there is-
notwithstanding this, clearly,
Lordship, there-
the autopsy would reveal that this is a case where a doctor has been murdered, where she has been murdered.
Yeah.
The FIR is registered at 11:45 in the night, Mr. Sibal.
Yeah.
And who was expected to register?
Yeah.
Nobody in the hospital registers the FIR.
No,
The father registers the. What was the principal or the vice principal? What were the authorities of the hospital doing?
They wanted a board. We constituted a board. They wanted a magistrate. We got the magistrate.
don't need
They realized
time
that
for
murder has
registration
been
of
committed
FIR.
in the city of
You don't need a medical board
Yeah,
for
they are-
registration of FIR.
At the moment, Mellors, what are we considering? We are considering, Mellors, 2 or 3 things, as your lordship has put to me. How did these photographs reach the social media?
No,
But I'll mention all this. How did these photographs reach the media? We have nothing to do with it.
No, let
because
us
we
not
cordoned off
trivialize, my lord.
everything. People there took photographs, came in, took photographs and sent it. Number 2, Mellors. Number 2, immediately, Mellors, an unnatural death case, Mellors, was started and an investigation was started. Your lordship may be right, Mellors, why did it happen? But whatever the parents were doing, we were agreeing with that. We set up a board. We asked the magistrate to come, a judicial magistrate to be present. Everything was videographed. Everything was called.
Mr. Sibal, it is the
Application
obligation
was made
of the
before the Sealtha
authorities
court.
of the hospital.
Yeah.
The parents are not present in the hospital when the murder takes place.
Yes.
It's the obligation of the authorities of the hospital to register an FIR the moment they
2:45
realize.
it was done. 2:45 done. The letter was sent.
11:45 in the
No, 2:45 letter was sent. Assistant superintendent sent a letter at 2:45, Mellors. It is not 11:30. At 2:45 itself, we'll set out all this, Mellors. It's better we set it.
What we,
Lordships may give me 5 minutes, my lord,
Yes.
to further, my lord, to assist your lordships. My lord, first of all, Lord, let us not trivialize on this side, my lord, we are dealing with one incident, but your lordships are rightly looking at a larger picture. But we are dealing with, my lord, a young doctor, not only raped by a sexual pervert or perverts, but who was an animal-like instinct, who had an animal-like instinct, the way, my lord, the body was handled. Thereafter, my lord, I don't wish, my lord, to make this a political issue. I would request the state also not to be in a denial mode. 3 hours of the patient, parents waiting, my lord, is something we can experience if we put ourselves in that position. Now, my lord, so far as the safety is concerned, my lord, one thing I must bring to your lordship's notice. My lord, the doctors are genuinely, my lord, have a grievance. They are, my lord, they've lost one of their colleagues, my lord, globally. But, my lord, out of, my lord, all states, 23 states have legislations dealing with, my lord, what is called for, my lord, Kerala, my lord, so-and-so Medicare service persons and medical service institutions, prevention of violence and damage or loss to the property act. There are, my lord, I'll give, my lord, the list of acts. My lord, this also the National Task Force, my lord, can
The punishment which is provided under
it's
the
a cognizable, my lord, and
3 years.
3 years.
Yes.
yes, my lord. It's cognizable, non-bailable, and punishment is 3 years. My lord, this is first. I'll, my lord, place it. The National Task Force, my lord, which our lordships contemplate, can, my lord, go into this, can even make suggestions, and it should be welcome, my lord. My lord, second thing, my lord, which is worrying us is this. My lord, even in a well-organized function, if we want the presence of 500 people in an auditorium, we all know we have to make efforts. 7,000 people at the middle of the night armed with lathis and hockeys, my lord, can never be without the knowledge, if not consent, of the police force. It's complete failure of law and order, my lord, in the entire state.
What time did the vandalization of the hospital take place?
My lord,
Midnight.
midnight. It's at midnight, my lord.
I thought my
7,000
learned
people-
friend, he doesn't want to politicize the matter, my lord. Why is he saying all this?
Now,
Let's-
why this is, my lord, important.
We should be called upon. We'll tell you what happened.
Mr. Solicitor, what we'll do is that we'll.
One more aspect.
One.
One more aspect. Lord, and my lord, again, my learned friend may feel that this is, my lord, but this is directly related to the issue in question. Lord, the West Bengal has an in-charge DIG.
In
Lord,
charge?
in-charge DIG, Director General of Police, who is already being charged and being, my lord, considered by your lordships for having fabricated or otherwise dealt with the evidence in Sharda scam case. Lord, your lordship's
Calcutta
direction
police
in
doesn't come under
Mr.
DGP.
Mr.
Calcutta police doesn't come under DGP. Why are you saying all this?
What this has to do
Lord,
then?
is
Director
Kolkata
General
police.
of Police
This has nothing
is
to
an
do with
in-charge
What is
DGP.
all this?
Charge.
Lord, let someone else be the
This is
in-charge.
what is happening.
Let them choose. But not the man who is already accused
This is the kind of
having-
misinformation we are having, my lord.
This is missing.
And
This is nothing to do. This is a
Nothing to do.
only a minute.
Malad, I have only
Maybe a
one
minute.
small request.
Mr.
Another
what do you propose to do about the principal?
Whatever your lordship says, we'll do, Malad.
That is the constitution.
Malad, whatever your lordship says, we will do. There's no issue. SIT is constituted.
State, you must.
SIT is constituted, but whatever your lordships will say, we will do. We are not, Malad, this is not adversarial, as I said. Malad, just give me just 1 minute. I just handed over something to your lordship. Just have a look at it, Malad.
Depends on the.
Just give it to
Can
my
I
lord.
only
3
can I
copies
only
that I handed.
All right, Mr. Sibal, we'll just hear the solicitor for a minute. He just wants a minute.
All
and then
Lord, I just, my lord, I want this, my lord.
Your
Lord,
lordship, may I
an
just submit?
in-charge
No,
DG who
wait.
is already a tainted officer in an affidavit filed before this court should be replaced by any other in-charge DG of their choice.
Malad, just have this.
Another,
We have
my lord.
we have set out what is in the media and we have set out the reality.
No, share it with
For-
all of us.
We will share it, don't worry.
No, no, no.
Kolkata police informed the family members that the present case
No,
was
they
a
are
case
in
of
a denial
suicide.
mode.
False.
No, another
False.
aspect.
At
Do
no
not
time did
discuss
the
in
police give
judgment.
this information.
Presently, what we propose to do is we'll indicate what the broad parameters of our intervention in this matter consists of. We'll just pronounce it very shortly. For one thing, Mr. Sibal, we are very, very concerned. Let not the power of the state of West Bengal be unleashed on peaceful protesters.
Malad, I give We
Lord,
have
why-
videos, we have
Without
videos of
protest,
all
it
that
is
happened.
unleashed.
People, whether they are doctors, civil society, lawyers, people who are protesting, so long as there is no act of destruction of
We have
public property,
videos. We agree,
let there not be the power of the state unleashed
agree.
on peaceful protest.
Manoj, I agree,
Lordship,
and that has not
no,
happened.
no.
1 second. We have videos which we have placed, which will place before your lordship. And Manoj, what happens is political parties get into the act, and this is what happens.
People who are taking to the media to communicate their views,
Yes.
let us deal with them with a great deal of
I agree,
civility.
I agree.
It's a time of national catharsis.
Look at the girl, don't
across
be in
India-
denial.
Manoj, now, for example, they say pelvic and collarbone was broken. False. Postmortem doesn't say that.
Not
Lordship,
going to right
state
now.
and the center, they'll keep arguing.
CBI,
Fair.
CBI is investigating it.
Yes.
We will ask for a report from the CBI. Now, what we propose to do
I
is,
just-
1 second,
Sorry. Just one second.
this must stop. We are in charge of the proceeding. We have heard Mr. Solicitor, we have heard Mr. Sybil. If we start hearing all the interveners, there'll be no end to it.
Lordship,
Please have some patience. We are going to now tell you what we are proposing to do. We are not disposing of the case, but let's allow us to at least pronounce what we intend to do. All right. The Central Bureau of Investigation shall submit a status report to this court by, we'll say 22nd, and not 23rd, by 22nd August 2024 on the progress in the investigation of the crime at RG Kar Medical College Hospital. The state of West Bengal shall also file a status report by 22 August 2024 on the progress of the investigation on the acts of vandalism which took place at the hospital in the aftermath of the incident. The matter will now be listed on 22 August 2024.
Not only one
Guys,
request.
Manoj.
What is shared by the state of West Bengal with your lordships be given to CBI. Lord, we also need, like, Lord, have it. Lord, they cannot have any objection.
1 second, I can just say, when that is.